Hey guys, so this is going to be my version of an empties video. I don't do empties videos because I very rarely finish anything. I mean, let's be honest here. I buy a lot of makeup, so it's very rare for me to go through something because even if I find something I like, I'm always testing out new products and then I just very rarely finish anything. If I finish something, it's more like shampoo, conditioner, facial cleanser, facial moisturizer, um, body lotion, that sort of thing. And to be honest with you, when I see somebody do an empties video and that's what they're showing me, I get bored because really what I'm interested in is the makeup. So instead of doing an empties video, I thought what I'm going to do is once a month I'm going to show you what I purge or toss out because it's very important to get rid of your old makeup because it develops bacteria and you can get if it's an eye product, you can get an eye infection, or if it's a face product, you can get, some sort of condition on your skin. So I used to throw out my old makeup once a year, but that was kind of overwhelming to throw away that much stuff in a year. So instead, I thought, why don't I just do a what am I throwing out this month video? I'm not really sure what I'm going to call this. What I'm going to call these types of videos, but I'll try and describe it as best I can in the title. If anybody has any suggestions what I should call these videos, let me know, but this is basically what I'm throwing out this month that has to be purged because of its age. So let's get started then. Alright, the first two things I'm going to show you are face primers. And the first one is the L'Oreal Paris Magic Anti-Redness Correction Primer. I used to have a real problem with redness on my face because I was overweight and my blood pressure was too high, and so I had a lot of redness in my face. I have since lost weight, and as of today, I am 3 pounds overweight, which, I can live with. If it's 5 pounds or under, then I'm not gonna go crazy trying to lose that 3 pounds. I mean, 3 pounds is not a big deal to me. So at the time that I bought this, though, I was probably 10, maybe 15 pounds overweight, and then my blood pressure went up. So I had a lot of redness issues. And this definitely is a good product for trying to eliminate the redness in your face. And I did use a lot of it. If I shake it, it feels like there's almost nothing in here. So I did use most of this. I do I do think that, if, God forbid, I should gain weight again and have that issue, I think that I would repurchase this because it does work. So if you're somebody that has a lot of redness in your face for whatever reason, whether it be your blood pressure or anything else, maybe rosacea or something like that, I would definitely recommend this. And so I'm tossing that because it's 2 years old now. Everything that I'm showing you is either 2 years old or older. I don't purge my powder products because powder products can last a really long time. So I just purge things that are cream, liquid, or gel. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is another face primer. This is Maybelline Baby Skin. And again, I really like this primer, but, and there is actually quite a bit, I think, well, no, maybe not. I guess I've used quite a bit of this too. But I do really like this primer as well. This has nothing to do with redness. This is just a regular face primer. And it's actually supposed to be for reducing the appearance of pores. But I just used it like a regular primer and it works really well. Keep in mind now, I have dry skin. So this almost has like a greasy feel to it, but once you put your foundation on top, that goes away. But I think if I had oily skin, I wouldn't like that because I think that this would combine with the natural oils in your skin and maybe then it would be too greasy. But for me, it was nice and I did enjoy this primer but it's 2 years old, so I'm tossing it. Next would be either correctors or concealers. This thing has really been through the ring. There is a tiny, tiny little bit of product left in here, but it's 2 years old now, so I'm getting rid of it. But I used 99.9% of this. I even had my husband cut the top of the container off so that I could get at the rest of it, and then I had to tape it shut in order to get it to stay closed. But this is the Benefit Ooh La Lift Corrector, and it's like a light pink, and that is the type of corrector that works best with my skin tone. I have light, cool tone skin, and so a pink corrector is what works best for me under my eyes. Since I've used this, I have discovered that what works even better is a pink corrector with a thick consistency, and then I put like a flesh toned concealer on top of that. But this is very nice and it works really well, but I've moved on to pink correctors with a thicker consistency. But this is really good, and I used this for many years, off and on, you know, because I'm always testing out new things. But I think this was my second tube of this that I used up. So for me, that's quite an accomplishment because I very rarely use up anything, like I said. The next concealer that I have to show you, this is a concealer pencil from Hard Candy. It's just called Hard Candy Concealer, and it's in the shade Light. And the idea behind this is you're supposed to just dab this on any blemishes that you have and blend it in. I didn't really feel like it worked that well. This came free with something that I had bought by Hard Candy, and yeah, it doesn't really work that well, so I definitely would not repurchase this. If I have to cover a blemish, what do I use for that? I very rarely get blemishes, but when I do, I just use like a heavy flesh-toned concealer of any kind, really, and it will usually cover a blemish. That's what I normally would do. This is also a concealer. This is the L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Concealer, and I didn't like this. I didn't like the formula. I didn't like the color. It just didn't work for me. And the only reason why I didn't return it is because at the time that I purchased this, I had to return a lot of things, and I don't like to go crazy returning things because I don't want people to see me come in the door of a store and say, "Oh, there's that woman that returns everything." I don't want to like, you know, get that reputation for that. So what I try to do is pick and choose how much stuff I return and at what price point. I guess what I'm trying to say is I try to return things that are the most expensive. And I had a foundation to return at this time. I can remember this even though it was 2 years ago. I remember I had to return a foundation and a primer. So that was like, I don't know, quite a bit of money at that time of stuff to return. So I decided to just try to make this work, and it didn't work for me. I didn't like the formula. I didn't like the color on me. So I wouldn't recommend this concealer. So that's L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Concealer. Okay, the next things I have to show you are eyeshadows. And this is 2 years old now. This is the CoverGirl Bombshell Shine Shadow in Copper Fling. I like these.
It's 10 o'clock.
I like these eyeshadows. I think they make great colored bases. I love using colored bases under my eyeshadows. I don't always do it, but I do it quite a bit, I would say. And yeah, these are nice. I've got nothing bad to say about this, and if I needed a copper cream eyeshadow, I would definitely repurchase this, but I probably already have another copper colored cream eyeshadow, so I won't repurchase it for that reason, because I feel like you only need one of a certain color for a colored base, and to have more than one, chances are you won't use it up fast enough. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't repurchase this. But yeah, these are nice. I just recently purchased a green one called Color Me Money, I think was the name of it. that I really like them. So that was good. And the next things that I'm going to show you are Maybelline Color Tattoos. These were from a limited edition collection. There's 3 of them. There's Nude Pink, Matte Brown, and Just Beige. These were great. I really, really loved these. And the only reason why I didn't use them up within the last 2 years is because I have too much makeup. So Just Beige is just kind of like a yellowy type beige color, and it doesn't have any shimmer to it. It's matte. And then Nude Pink, you can see where I had to doctor this one up because it had dried up. When I first used to do things like that, I used to use MAC Fix Plus, but I have since found that glycerin actually works even better. And I like the consistency of it more when I'm done, and it stays nice longer. So that's why it looks so crazy, because I had to doctor that one up. But this was like a pink beige matte cream shadow. And then the last one was matte brown. And this is just like a nice like chocolate or cocoa. No, not cocoa, because it's not red tone. This is like a cool toned brown, yeah, like a milk chocolate, I would say, cream eyeshadow. And that's really nice. And, now that I'm tossing them out, I kind of wish that I had made more of an effort to use them, because I did really like those. But they're 2 years old now, so they're going. This next product is my greatest regret, that I have to throw this away. And I actually did keep this more than 2 years, because it was breaking my heart to think that I was going to have to throw it out. And this is my Tom Ford cream eyeshadow in platinum. And that's what that looks like. And as you can see, there's a ton of product left in there, only because the color isn't great for me, because this is a very warm toned brown and my skin is cool, so I don't wear warm colors as often as someone else might. But the formula on these, oh my god, if you ever want to splurge on a cream eyeshadow, Tom Ford, in my opinion, Tom Ford cream eyeshadows are the best. This is a great one eyeshadow look. You can just put this on, blend on your lid, blend it into the crease, and you're done. It doesn't need anything else. I mean, you can certainly layer something over it, but this is beautiful. I had found this at a CCO, because they don't sell Tom Ford anywhere near where I live, and I would never want to buy something this expensive sight unseen online, because it's, these are really pricey. So I came across this at a CCO, and they had a tester out, and I swatched it, and I was like, oh, I have to buy this. And I did, and I've kept it more than 2 years. But now it's like, I don't want to get an eye infection or anything. So this is getting tossed, but I loved this. If I had an opportunity to get another Tom Ford cream eyeshadow at a reasonable price, I would definitely repurchase anything in that vein. Okay, the last things I'm going to show you are all lip products, and I'm going to have to go fast because I don't want the video to be too long. The first thing is a NYX Butter Lipstick in the shade Gumdrop. I'm not crazy about these lipsticks. I bought 2 of them when they first came out, and I'm not wild about the formula, and you don't get hardly anything. Like, that's the whole lipstick right there. There isn't anything below that black part. But yeah, I'm not really crazy about these. I have another one in another shade that's not 2 years old that I still have in my collection, but yeah, not really crazy about those. I have a Rimmel Show Off Lip Lacquer in Celestial. These are really nice. I like these, but I think, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that Rimmel just discontinued these. But they have a beautiful texture. They go on really nice. Nothing bad to say about this. This is a gorgeous color, and I did really like this. So if they weren't discontinuing those, I probably would have bought more of those. The next thing is a Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick. The shade is Nude Lust. I did really like this, but this isn't the best color for me because it's a warm nude beige. But I do buy warm nude lipsticks anyway because I enjoy them and I like to wear a wide variety of colors, but this is very nice, and I probably won't repurchase it though just because I have other warm nude lipsticks, but yeah, the formula is really nice on the Color Sensational lipsticks. I really like that formula. Okay, this is a Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in the shade Primrose, and this is beautiful. I have other similar things though. The Revlon Super Lustrous formula is really nice. This is a beautiful color, but because I have so many other similar products of this shade in formulas that I like, I wouldn't repurchase it just because of that. But yeah, this was really a nice lipstick. And then I have 4 Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter lipsticks that are 2 years old, and I'm not positive, but I think they might be discontinuing these because I'm starting to see these less and less at stores. It's very rare to see lip butter lipsticks now on the shelf of stores, so I think they might be getting rid of these. So these are 2 years old, so they're going. This is Wild Watermelon, and it's kind of a warm red, I would say. Or it could even be like a coral, I guess, a deep coral. The lip butter lipsticks have a really nice formula, and a lot of people went crazy over them for many years, but yeah, I'm not sure what the status is of the lip butters. This is Juicy Papaya. This is an orange for sure. And let's see, Pink Lemonade. This is a, I'm going to say this is a peach, even though it's got the name pink in the title. Well, I guess it's kind of a pinky peach. It's a cross between a warm pink and a peach. And Sorbet is a fuchsia. So those 4 lipsticks are going. And then I have a couple of the Wet n Wild Mega Slicks moisturizing lip color. These are really nice. No complaints there. No complaints here. This one is called a Stiff Pink, and it's just a really bright, cool tone fuchsia, I would say. These are really nice product. And the other one is called Pinky Promise, but it's kind of it's a peach that has like a hint of pink to it. But yeah, this is a great product, but again, I probably won't go out and repurchase these because I have similar things already. So yeah, but yeah, no complaints. Very nice formula, great price. Then I have 3 New York Color City Proof Twistable Crayons, and these are just like those Wet n Wild. They're those, you know, jumbo lip pencil type things. I have Riverside Rose, which is, you know, like just a gorgeous rose color. I have Metropolitan Mauve, and that's definitely not a mauve. That's a bright, cool toned pink fuchsia type color. And this one was probably my favorite, Parsons Pink. This is like one of those peaches that has a hint of pink to it. So those are getting purged. So all that stuff is 2 years old or older. It's getting purged. Let me know if you liked this video. I don't know if, you know, people want to see this, but it's kind of like an empties video, but not really. It's just stuff that I'm getting rid of, and I think it can be helpful because then I can tell you, you know, after I've used something for 2 years, I can tell you for sure whether I liked it or not, you know, rather than something that I've just tested out for a short time. So thanks for watching and tuning in on this unique Sunday edition of a video, because I don't normally make videos on Sunday, but I had a few minutes, so why not? And I'll see you next time. Bye.